level, maybe not, right? However, the potential could skyrocket for this team over the next year. It could even make it happen on this PMGC, you know, if they're able to find the right zone, the right circles. But my point stands, for our rate, there's still a lot of potential for this team. And just because Amuri is clear ahead of the rest of them, in my opinion, doesn't mean the rest of the squad can't get there, because they absolutely can. Ida can. Prestige has had a long history in PUBG Mobile, and I think that Marth, you know, taken under the wing of Amuri, so could be that guy for the clutch moments, much like Mafioso used to be for Alpha 7.
We were talking too much about Amuri. He did go down. He tried to roll out far right on the northwestern side towards RehanToor. And nothing else happened after that. It did not, it's totally fine. It's totally fine. Meanwhile, the circle moves away from that south side a little bit more. Team Flash not going to have the assistance there at the moment. Ulf having a pretty good compound on that corner of the road. And Alter Ego, as two, they're going to have an amazing game because they don't have Roseman.
We have to stop saying.
I will not be stopping.
We have to stop saying. I feel like I've gone so hard on Roseman today. I've tried to make it clear that I think he's fantastic as well, but I'm going to leave that to you alone.
You can't have too much Roseman. Such a thing exists. Marth gets spotted by Ulf off in the distance, but the burn is good over towards Goat Team. That's actually coming from D+, who are further south of this one. Seems to have an angle. Made over the top. It's just Prestige now remaining. Ida getting taken down. A lot of danger on this crossing. And they're not in the zone blank. They do still need to move forwards. Dropping these smokes necessary to pick this back up. But APG, they're going to have angles. As soon as they step too far forwards, that's when T+ Kia chime in again.
I mean, there's definitely angles going through from Ulf, but I do think here, behind this tiny little mound on the ground, it's possible to get one player up. Aaron, though, does find Ida. Weezow down from DXavier. Is this DXavier starting to pop up a little bit more? I'd love to see it.
Could be. Could be. Alpha 7, though, having a real tough time. Revel now the last to stand for them, in fact. It's a solo player. This is good news for the teams chasing, but it's DRX who are still alive as well. Could be another major hurdle to cross. Revel gets spotted, and Alpha 7 fall. Blank, our top spot now, will stay at that triple-digit boundary. So teams behind can chase. Reg and Kai on the north edge have 5 elims already. They're looking to challenge off against Vampire, and beneath them, it's Ulf on that south side. Ulf from Fakier. See if that familiarity is going to play into the wheelhouse of either Reg and Kai or Ulf.
I mean, for Ulf, their position is not impenetrable, right? I think it's definitely possible to go for this. It will be tough though, but there is a large amount of area even on the east side that Ragnar Kari can head over towards. What they really need to do at the moment though is clear out the majority of the north. If they clear out the majority of the north, then their life gets a lot easier. They can even opt not to fight Ulf until later on in the game. But yeah, I think at the moment for Ragnar Kari, this is very much opportunistic gameplay. But with 5 elims in the match, again, we said it before, Ragnar Kari, they're all about that consistency. They can set themselves up for success in that early game. Eventually, they're going to start to figure out that second rotation, which is what they absolutely have done today, I would say. And I think the assessment is that Ragnar Kari is on the up and up from here.
I feel like Ragnar Kaya in a 3-day tournament are a force to be reckoned with. I think when it comes to 2 days, they're a little bit easier to subdue. But in 3 days, on that stretch, they get a read. Somehow, they're able to just download that information. Well, I know how, it's Silas, but, well, to be fair, they do have analysts and coaches and things behind the scenes as well, but it's a steady head on the shoulders that is guiding them to victory in matches. Unfortunately, they've just lost Wild to a Vampire. We're going to try and test them now. Lazarus spotted, though, heavy hits coming through from Loxy, and a nade over the top from Zedwolf to keep Wild safe for a little bit longer. Steps back over towards a nade, though. Zedwolf, be careful. Just about dances out of the way of that one. Maybe the second follow-up will be a little bit more potent towards him, though. Does do damage, but doesn't take the cake on the shot. That nade again,
He is
nearly
dodging.
taking him down. He is getting out of the way, but he's running straight into the firing line of the next one. Gets a flush, gets that knock, and Vampire doing damage of their own. Regnum Kaya down to 3, now have to cross the road all the way south. Vampire really making them suffer.
Yeah, there's this case where Vampire is able to move up, but they would just not leave Regnum Kaya alone, so it forces Zedwolf in that position where he is desperate to get a second knock there. If he's able to get the second knock, then maybe they would have had time to get Wild back up, but they're going back for it in earnest. There's the swing pass coming through from Loxy. That makes life so much easier now for Regnum Kaya.
And they go for another one. Gooey down as well. Zedwolf does get knocked, and it's a 1 versus 2 now on the challenge. Vampire caught lacking. Will not be able to pick up the teammates now. It's all up to Miaula as he goes out wide with the shotgun shells, trying to play close range. Zedwolf needs to get picked up fairly quickly under the vehicle. Shot down there, comes through from Silas, able to stop the funny business. They lose Wild, but they stay alive as 3. They're up to 7 elims now, Black.
Loxy just smearing that blood across the desert here with disgusting work. Xavier getting backed off the position from ThunderTalk, who are shifting into gear sighting very soon.
Nades up. Xavier not connecting, but they use it as cover. Moving forwards, that short plateau really stopping them short, and actually APG chiming in. That is bad news for Xavier. They lose 1, very unlikely to be able to stick around for that revive. D+ also trying to step towards Paragin, but Nolbu just about able to win that trade. ThunderTalk might try and step forwards, take that point away from them, but no, a second elim found. It is, however, just Nolbu now left standing on the south side for D+.
And Flash is in his way. It's sort of unlikely that's going to go through. I got worried for Xavier there because I did feel like ThunderTalk was just going to send it. Luckily they did it. For Ulf, they actually have a lovely spot to work with, and I think that for Regnum Kaya, their option here is sort of to crash the arena. But even then, Ulf's going to have sightlines over towards us. This is a very tough push for them.
Do you wait for DRX to make a move though, out on that east side?
No idea. No idea they're even there. They've been quiet for a long, long time.
It's true. They do have 4 elims. Alter
Oh,
Ego.
here it is.
They've been holding on the shack. ThunderTalk go for the push on in. It's not going well. King's trying to hop up. Immediately he's taken down. Moana gets shut down as well, but Thug getting blinked away from his off angles, and AJ can only look on in dismay as his teammates are taken out, but so are Alter Ego. That is going to leave us at 7 teams remaining. APG, 8 elimination. Regnum Kaya on 7 and TRX on 4.
I only have 2 words for that. Gear sighting.
Oh, you had to do it to him. AJ super low on the rollout from the blue zone, trying to travel on in down the roadside, but that's not going to be pretty, especially. Especially when the vehicle rolls away from you. Even the cover doesn't want to stick around. That's going to be ThunderTalk going down. APG, hang on a minute, there's a roll-up.
That's nice.
It's Regnum Kaya finding
That's
2 from
incredible.
APG. That is a huge pickup on their 2-2 split. Reapers is next on the menu. Silas hops out before the damage is done all the way on his health bar, and Luxy wants the rest of it. Over towards Doc, but he goes down. It's a trade-off. Can they get back in for the res though? Can they get Loxy back to his feet? Because Sedwall's down as well.
Very unlikely. I think right now, for Regnum Kaya, getting themselves up towards a top 3 is the highest priority. Loxy is 100% gone. I love the push though. I love the attempt. For Regnum Kaya, they are now just looking for a higher placing. Already a lot of eliminations on this game, but I do not see Flash allowing Silas to leave, and they do not.
Keep him under lock and key in the meantime. DRX still looking to chase towards Alpha 7. Another elim to look for. Will rack up the point. Yunbin now storming around the front, but caught by the off-angle. Ulf should be able to clean this one up now, as DRX are drawn a little bit short of the mark. Don't think that they've crossed that 100-point boundary, which means that we're getting closer to locking in our Smash boundary. At the end of next match, we've still got one more Miramar to play today, but this should be an Ulf chicken dinner. this might be able to put them close and in contention as well.
I think for Ulf, didn't they win the Aragon?
I think, did they win the Rondo? I think they won one today.
I thought they won the Aragon. The ones to...
Oh, maybe. I'm not sure. I think it might have been the Rondo. I think it might have been the Rondo.
Okay.
I'm not entirely sure. I have to go back and double check. But right now, they could be on for a big game here. 7 elims found. They're ranking it up to 8 now. Second place locked in. Team Flash as well, getting into this one very late. And we know what they can do in the last moments of a Miramar. They do have a little bit of tenacity to them. But for Ulf, they're on 69 points, so now up to 70, I think, with that elim. So we'll be put on 80 with a chicken dinner, and if they can get those two, that'd be 82. They very much will be within striking distance, Blank. And that's the aim of the game right now. Stay in that conversation. Keep up with the leader.
Zeus will not be making this pass from the rock here. And I think Tops will be the final member once again, as is tradition there for Flash. And the shots are clean from Aaron.
Put it back behind the rock, the rollout there, the nade, the spray, the backseat swap out, and it is Ulf for a chicken dinner on our first Miramar of the day. They don't look super happy about it. It was the biggest elim count, but it will still put them in the running. Yeah. I think that puts them up to 81 points.
I mean, fantastic stuff. 2 phenomenal Turkish teams. We've got DRX as our South Korean representatives, Alpha 7 from Brazil. The regions that realistically do very, very well usually at BMGC. Super cool to see here. I'm glad to see Aaron get himself a win under the belt. I think most people know I'm a big Aaron fan. I've been saying this for multiple years now.
Absolutely. I mean, he took the European scene by storm as a rookie, having a major impact, getting MVP type titles. And he's moving from strength to strength, Blank. He's maturing, he's developing as a player, and he's stepped into a roster that supports him.
It is scary for me. I saw him earlier outside the green room. He's no longer a small child. When I first saw him, he looked so young. But he's a real man now.
He's got hairs on his chest. Let's head back over to the desk to see what they have to say about the grown-up Aaron.
And it's Ulf who get their second chicken dinner on the day. They get one in Rondo, and they get one here, right towards the end in Miramar, Max.
Not gonna lie, very straightforward game, right?
Yep.
They're not challenged on the crossroad of this Miramar match. A few teams do get close, and you know what? They do get 7 eliminations before going for their big game-winning push and making sure they do get the elims onto Flash. But it's a good defense, really. The thing is, there's so little to say because it was so well set up.
Yep.
Right? Everyone they would see taking shots, making it known that yes, there is a full squad in this compound. You come to us, we will fight you, and we still have the resources to take on those fights eventually. They do even pull up with their cars, with a buggy, the roll-up here into the backseat. Ketch able to find himself that elimination, and of course the chicken dinner and the spread. Aaron, the rising star from Turkey, stepping up big time with those 4 eliminations.
Not just any Aaron. According to our casters, they've grown up Aaron. I mean, putting up those 4 eliminations, 872 damage, but I'm with you, Max. Yeah, pretty straight cut win for them. And a team that's currently not on your screen that I do kind of want to highlight because I felt like they have been improving on their mistakes from day one. Team Flash, once again, able to defend against the push from Alpha 7, ends up sending them back to the lobby. Alpha 7 ends up getting 0 points in this match. And for that squad, I mean, after that fight, they were avoiding just so many fights and just moving with the circle, playing that edge, and ultimately it secures them a 2nd place.
A crazy game overall. Another team that we saw some really good effort from was RehanToor, Max.
Yeah, actually, northern side position, very good hold. They got a good fight with Streaky. I was a little bit surprised. I think it was Silas and Wild who were like taking their time to approach that fight, and unfortunately they did take a casualty off the back of that, so I was quite surprised by that. Regardless though, the big send, the big sweep here 7 onto APG instead of crashing the compound of Ulf. I think that was a good decision because again, Ulf were fully ready for that crash to happen. So good for APG. That would have possibly given them full control of the southern side, but guess what? Flash were there and they kind of proved it.
Yeah, Flash, I mean, as I mentioned earlier, Flash just kept moving out there with the circle little by little and just stopping. Even though they didn't end up getting a huge amount of eliminations, they just kept stopping certain teams from doing from just making pushes. But for RehanToor, I mean, this is going to be a great performance for that squad in regards to eliminations, because if I'm not mistaken, they ended up getting upwards of 10 eliminations. And I'm with you. I was hoping to see a little bit more proactiveness on that fight that was happening with Vampire Esports. Ultimately, they got their stuff together and actually pushed as a team and were able to eliminate Vampire.
Yeah, very good execution there at the end. They were able to fix those slight little mechanical mistakes very quickly, which is what we like to see from an experienced team like RehanToor. Here we go, though, the rotations of these squads. Alpha Gaming, pretty typical, dropping Chumasera. No Orangutan to deal with this time. And they're going to be moving in on the southern side of San Martin. And it's been just very clean cut also for APG rotation-wise. It's very step-by-step, playing the western edge, which APG like to do. And they took especially some big fights to control those dips over to the west, which are very strong to hold on to. Until, and I think that was kind of their undoing, they go for a little bit too big a split, which RehanToor saw, and they used to instantly turn the fight to their advantage.
Yeah, take full advantage of that. And Doc, I mean, we gotta back it up a little bit more. Doc with the nades on D+, that was perfect for that squad. I was hoping to see some placement points, remember, before we went into this match from APG, and boy, did they answer that question and follow it up with a lot of ilms. I mean, look at the top 3 teams. 9 or 10 ilms for those squads.
Oh, very top-heavy elimination-wise. But look, another game where we have a lot of Turkey teams at the top. We had 3 earlier today, right? I think it was maybe on the Rondo game. And now we have Ulf first, RehanToor second. Turkey here, they pop it off.
Jukes, I think they know. PMGC 2026, where's it gonna be? Turkey.
That's right.
They're fighting for who's going to get invited.
Yeah. Take us straight there, baby, because, man, it's a lot of work to be able to get here. And this was a really, really big game for Regnum, especially the fact that, you know, Alpha 7 didn't put up any points. And there's another team as well. Once again, huge underperformance here, Max.
Yeah, I mean, Deek Xavier, I'm kind of used to it. Deek Xavier,
Yep.
no circle, no points. Sad Deek Xavier. Also, Deek Xavier not able to quite leave the bottom of the rankings. Be it grown up Aaron. Is that what?
Aaron Prime.
Yeah, I think that's what Mike was saying, growing up here.
Giga Aaron. No, is that not?
No.
No, okay. Yeah, but again, good presence from him. And it's so cool to see, right, that during last
won my last match. Good luck, mates. Good luck, mates. Good luck, mates. attachments. Head toward this point. Please recall me. Help! Supplies.
push your frame and come out. It's funny, every time I see its head stuck outside.
Attack the mark. Watch out! We are number one.
pack, honestly.
Even then, though, I don't think it's possible.
No, absolutely not. But I think for D plus either way, it's
Yeah.
a redeeming game.
Absolutely. I think that's the correct way to frame it. But they do need to win this.
Yes.
I think if they
That
don't,
is the test.
if they don't, then it's not. It isn't very much. Last chance to save face. If you aren't going to save your run to the top to defend that title. An old nade goes long, doesn't connect with the building. He's out. Could be in trouble though. He's getting a 0 on. Unfortunately, no, the blue zone's going to push him away. This time from stage 8, 30 seconds of close dead in the center. No one really has control of it though. Alpha 7 might actually have the better end of the deal when it comes to getting that full crunch on. But with only 2 players, it's got to be tricky. He can not consent that way. Is another thing coming through from D+.
I mean, Norbu's coming alive again. They know they already got a knock on this team earlier, so it should be a 2v, which they're very happy to take here. But Amori, off the distance, that's the guy I'm looking at.
Osal, though, a little bit closer. Behind the ridgeline, might have the cover. Obscure drops down. Obscure tries to fade away. And then there will be shots from every angle, just about surviving. In the meantime, though, Marth is out. And so will Ida, soon to be clipped around the ear. Another point added to the D+ Kia tally.
This is a massive game. A lot of points. There it goes long, but not long enough. But Norbu actually gets the tag in through the smoke, which is great news for him. Might be able to find a bit more. Could be an 18 elimination game coming through for D+, a 20, and it's looking very likely that D+ is going to continue the legacy they set yesterday.
Goodness me. Right from the outset, we were talking about it. 18 points, nearly doubling their points tally in one match would be huge, but it's Alpha 7 who are right now looking to set that smash boundary as high as possible. The nade not quite finding its way around. Is the angle good? Is the geometry there? Obscure dodges one, the second is there as well. Guizhou goes down, the nade detonates, and it is D+ Kia to do twice. At the end of the day, chicken dinner, they find a way to keep themselves alive.
Tactical back-to-back. The defending champions with an 18 elim game. A massive match for D+. Incredible stuff. And that should shoot them up towards, like I said, the middle of the pack. Is it possible tomorrow? Very unlikely. For Alpha 7, they set the target high, John.
What was it, like 32 points at the start of this match? Something around that metric. The fact that they have, as I said, almost doubled their points tally for 2 days in one match.
Yeah, 36 at the start. It's going to be a lot of points.
I mean, it was absolutely insane what they've been able to do there.
They're around the 70s now?
You know what? Give them 80. Why not? After
Oh,
that
no,
match.
not at all. It's like
Give them
60.
give them 100 and set no.
They're on 60-some.
The other big news from that match, of course, was Alpha 7 locking in second place, getting a lot of eliminations, moving that smash boundary all the way up and up and up and out of reach maybe for some of the teams chasing.
It's going to be very, very hard. It's going to be match 4 probably. Match 3 if teams do really strike out, where they'll be starting to get those opportunities at a smash. But like I said, Alpha 7 now has a lot of time to play with tomorrow. And it's going to get nerve-wracking, especially with 2 chicken dinners today and 2 second places. Oh, they are close to making it happen.
Oh, they have so much behind them. They have so much backing them. But will they be able to hold the first place spot?
Alpha 7 finished the day on top with some serious numbers here. But it's D+ Kia that get the chicken dinner once again in the last match. What is going on with this tournament, Max?
I have no idea anymore. The top team's dominating, T+ be like, oh, it's GMGC Grand Finals, here we go, here's a big game. And they were dominating the Northern fight. Like, this felt like OG D+ Kia. They fought APG, there was the side of Xavier, there was Kara, full southern control of the ridge, eliminated RA, then onto Alpha 7. So well done. What was going on?
I have no idea. This is just so crazy. at this point? I mean, is that the highest elimination game you've seen so far?
In the I was like, DRX had a pretty big one during League stage, but finals, I think so, yeah.
That's
15.
crazy.
Yesterday was 15. I can't remember the ones from today.
Yeah, I mean, that's
It
wild.
might have been. Might have been.
Yeah, might have been. I mean, and it's so crazy that they do it right here at the end once again. It definitely is going to put them at least in a position to get some huge cash stuff.
Man, they wanted to go for that back-to-back. You know what, D+, I have a challenge.
Okay.
Oh.
I'm about to be on some serious copium. Because if this one, nah, I'm just joking. I'm just joking.
Yeah, I was good.
I had him.
I was like,
Nah,
oh,
there's zero
no
chance.
way.
As much as I like the squad, as much as I would love to see another team get a back-to-back win, become back-to-back champions, we haven't seen it since Nova. It's just not gonna happen. Sorry.
Wait, you mean?
It is.
See what you did pass to my boy? Come on!
Hey, well, you know what? We could have a good old-fashioned Brazilian team crushed it today. And it's so wild, right? Because we saw DXavier, right? On the top of day number 1 with those placements, and they just could not replicate that here today.
Yeah, they just fell off massively. No circle going their way whatsoever, and Alpha 7.
Yep.